A lot of us might be dealing with disillusionment, disappointment, grief, anger at the moment. Um, at least I am. I imagined years ago my life would turn out completely different than it did, than it is turning out right now. I was imagining I would just continuing my practice in giving people readings, um, having a nice girlfriend, a nice relationship. Mm, leading a simple life. I'm doing that right now also, but waking up is hell sometimes. It's one big road of destruction. It's breaking one illusion after the other. And lately I'm really dealing with getting to terms with the stories that my mind made for me. How I would love to, how my life would have played out. I even had a few years of deep grief of realizing I didn't have the space and energy to become a mother, because I realized the urgency in my spiritual awakening has been from 25 on so high and so much energy going towards it. Yeah, I think it's already been 15 years. 15 years of continuous stripping down, stripping. And now I'm at the point that I don't know what can be stripped more. Yeah, maybe I could lose my house, but that's about it. I'm completely alone. I have no real um how do you say that, real connections. And with real connections I mean the way I'm resonating with you guys, in my direct surroundings. I don't have them. I'm alone most of the time. I simply also don't have the energy to be anyone different than myself anymore. I don't want to. I'm fucking angry about how life turned out. Yes, I think that's what I'm in right now. I'm 40 years old, and actually my whole life has been about unbecoming. In my earlier years, I was completely absorbed into life. I was, as a child, I was full of energy. I did a lot of sports. I played a lot of sports. And then I went to study physiotherapy, and I had friends, and I was going out and, living the normal life. And in my early 20s, it started slowly breaking down. I think when I was 21, I felt a huge something was missing. I didn't know what yet, but I felt everything was fake. And it slowly started collapsing. But what I feel is so important in this time frame is not to discard, set the ego aside as if it doesn't have any right to let itself being known. Because if we push this away, will come back harder and harder. And there's 5 planets in retrograde at the moment, so this is a profound moment, time frame of reflection. And that's happening big time in my life right now. I feel a lot of disappointment. No, actually, that's not true. A part of me feels disappointed. So it's important to stay present, because I see that part that is disappointed is not who I am anymore. But nonetheless, it's out there, pretty obvious. It feels hurt. It feels a lot of feelings. A lot of feelings. I think I feel the most hurt about my lack of energy. Sometimes I'm really getting angry at God. And I cannot explain this almost to anyone. The burning that of the Kundalini that has been there for quite some time now. And even before that, the waking up is monstrous. It's not leaving anything standing. It's like this volcano eruption that is burning everything to the ground. So yeah, I'm really dealing with some stories. Not having a family, not having a wife, a dog. I love dogs. I had one a few years ago. But honestly, my energy is not letting me anymore. So I had to give away a lot. Motherhood, animals, relationships, job. Forget the job. Friendships, health. There is so much destruction going on. Since the line gate is open, there is a huge acceleration in our spiritual development. It just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. I get a brief moment to grasp for air on the surface, and back we go again. I'm not making this video to nag. I think it's so important to honor what we thought our life would materialize, play out. And again, in a deeper way, it's understandable. Also, the anger of never being understood, feel an outcast. No, it's not feeling, I am. I am an outcast. Even my family. I don't have any connection with my brother anymore. Not with my sister, not with my two half sisters. I have been treated disrespectfully. I have been called the spiritual woohoo, witch, all these kinds of hurtful things. While all I ever wanted was just connected with my family, just connecting with other people. I really was this enthusiastic young puppy, that come play, let's make a connection with each other. And every time I ended up so disappointed because I never understood why doesn't it work. Now I understand. I bring with me too much light, it's too confronting. So in the first glance, people think I'm cute and oh, let's get to know this puppy, because I have a lot of childish energy. But when they get a second look, they get freaked out. They get fucking scared of their own projections and their own reflections, and then they flee away again. And I know a lot of you are going to react on this post like, yeah, this is the path. I know this is the path, and I know that there is also union with the divine. I know, and I feel it. I don't even only know it, but I feel it. But today I just want to talk about the ego parts that are dying, and that needs attention, not to mess with it or interact with it, but they need to be felt. Yeah. It's not strange, huh? With 3 planets in retrograde in Aries, that we deal with anger, disappointment, disillusionment. I even have my Pluto also in the first house. So can you imagine 4 planets in retrograde in the first house? Identity is crumbling like never before. So I think I'm going to do this coming week what I advise you also to do is write myself a letter with every story that I hoped would come true but didn't. And I'm going to burn it to say goodbye to it. I'm going to grieve it. As always, I'd love for you guys to share with me what stories are crumbling in your consciousness. Because this is a time of deep reflection. Don't spiritual bypass this, because you will drag these skeletons with you. But this is a challenging time frame, because we have to become so real honest with ourselves, with what we thought life would be about for us. And in fact, it didn't turn out that was life for us. I never, I never, as a child, a young adult, I was, by the way, but in my early teens and my child, I was never interested in spiritual stuff. I was just very into the world, very identified with the world, and I had a pretty clear vision, of what I thought life would be for me. And I know especially when Neptune and Saturn are moving back into Pisces, this will turn up again. I'm already feeling it. The grief about what didn't happen, what I had to let go of, what I cannot take with me anymore, what I need to heal, what I need to come to terms with. So we can cross over to Aries with a lighter soul. And maybe it can maybe make space for new things, but I honestly don't care anymore. That is the fucking fly. I'm fucking annoyed. I'm just fucking angry. And I think it is just what it is. I'm feeling it, and I leave you guys with this, and see you next time.